Guys, I'm back with short hair, but I'm mainly back for a new series, which is the Daily Sips. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I'll be making a video about my new series here in my channel and my other social media platforms, which is the Daily Sips. Mainly focusing on drinks like matcha and coffee, but now, sa matcha muna tayo. For our first episode, I'll be showing you guys the tools that I use in making matcha lattes at home and where you can buy it and a cleaning guide na rin kasi medyo tricky sila linisin. So, I hope you'll enjoy watching this video. Our first tool or yung una kong need sa paggawa ng matcha is a kettle. This is from the brand Duwell or Dowell, I don't know, pero nabili lang ata ito sa SM department store. And with this one, you can control the temperature that you need. So, kapag nagpapakulo ko ng tubig gamit dito, kapag after niyang kumulo, I let it sit for about 10 minutes para medyo humupa ng kaunti yung init niya. Kasi you don't put a boiling water into your matcha powder because it can burn, okay? And papangit lasa nun at magiging mapait. So, you need a kettle. Or guys, if you don't have kettle, pwede naman din kayong gumamit ng mano-manong pagpapakulo ng tubig gamit ng stove nyo. And yun din kapag nag-boil, or actually mas makokontrol nyo nga yung init ng water kapag nag-stove kayo. Pero me, para mas mabilis is nagkiketa na lang ako. Next is, of course, your chawan. This is my chawan. It's a ceramic bowl. And of course, dito nyo imimix yung matcha powder nyo, guys. Ayan siya. Sorry with my nails, pero that's the chawan. It's pink. I really like it kasi pink siya. And thank you to this store sa Black app for trusting me and giving me a matcha tea set or the tools that I need. Prefer ko sana yung mas smaller pa dito, guys. Para mas okay mag-mix. Pero with this one, okay naman. Nakapag-mix naman ako ng maayos. And dati, guys, wala akong traditional tools. You can use alternatives like kung meron kayong mga bowl or mga mangkok lang dyan sa bahay nyo. Pwede na yan kasi dyan din ako nag-start. And it works. Next is the chasen or your matcha whisks. So, I have two. Ito yung first kong chasen or matcha whisk. Ito yung plastic na chasen. Mura lang to, guys. Sa Black App ko lang din siya na-order. And why I started with a plastic chasen? It's because nakita ko may mga reviews about the bamboo chasens na mabilis magkaroon ng molds. Pero guys, nasa paglilinis kasi yun. That's why I am giving you some tips din on how you clean your bamboo chasen para hindi siya magka-molds ng mabilis. Pero ito, if you don't want nga na, So, if you don't want na mas mahirap na linisan, you can stick to your plastic chasens. So, yun. Dito lang din ako nag-start, guys. And minsan ko na lang din to ginagamit actually kasi ang hirap akong gumawa ng microphone gamit to. So kapag mabilis ang paggawa ng matcha, yun lang, dun ko lang siya ginagamit. The bamboo chasen, ito talaga yung traditional na pang-whisk ng matcha. So yan siya. Kasama lang din to dun sa tools na pinadala sa akin. And it's working really well. And if nagtataka kayo if ano tong lagayan ng chasen ko, chasen rest. Actually, marami siyang pangalan. It's a chasen naoshi. Important siya sa mga chasen kasi dito nyo nauukulma and napapatuyo yung chasen nyo pag hinugasan nyo para hindi rin siya mag-deform. Kasi, yun, na-maintain niya yung shape ng chasens. Next is a chashaku. A chashaku is a bamboo scoop. Ito yung pang-scoop ng matcha powders, guys. Pero if wala kayong ganito, you can still use a spoon. At gumagamit pa rin ako niyan. Actually, hindi ko masyadong ginagamit to. Kasi mahirap siyang gamitin. Medyo flimsy siya. And I feel like mabilis matapon yung powder. Pero dito, mas nakakontrol ko yung pagkuha ng powder. And ito na rin yung ginagamit kong pang-sift. So, yeah, you can use a mini spoon or kahit anong kutsara meron kayo, pwede nyo gamitin yan kapag wala kayong mga ganitong traditional tools, okay? Next is a chakoshi, okay? So, ito yung ibig ko sabihin with sifting. So, I have 2 sifters or chakoshi. So, this is really important with your matcha powder. You need to sift your matcha powder bago kayo maglagay ng water para mas malasan yung clumps ng powder or mas maglasan yung buo-buo ng matcha powder nyo. So, this is really good and important if you are making your matcha. Oh guys, by the way, parang ang size atin to is 8 cm. So, perfect lang siyang size to sift your powder. So, what you do is you get a powder, put here, and then you just sift. Then, ayun, makikita nyo yung kaibahan niya. Mas nagiging pino yung powder. And for the next tool na need ko, or need nyo guys kapag gumagawa ng matcha is a weighing scale or a food scale na ganito lang naman kaliit guys yung kailangan nyo. Kasi, I'm very particular when it comes to my measurements. Dati, hindi ako gumagamit. Na nag-i-start akong gumawa ng matcha ko, hindi ako gumagamit ng ganito. So, kutob-kutob lang, tansya-tansya lang, and it makes a big difference kapag gumamit kayo nito. Kung gusto nyo makuha yung tamang timpla ng matcha lattes nyo, guys, need nyo to. So, this is a really, really lifesaver for me para makagawa ako ng tamang timpla ng matcha. So, yes. Next is, of course, your cups or kung saan nyo iinumin yung matcha nyo, guys. So, I have this 2. Ito, matagal na to. Kasama niya tong straw, glass straw. Ayan. Pair na talaga niya yan. So, dito lang yan galing sa bahay. And then, bumili ako ng panibagong cup, which is smaller than this one. Ayan. So, you can see the difference. Mas maliit na siya. Because, I like a small amount lang ng matcha latte every day kapag umiinom ako. Kapag 3 grams of matcha powder ang gamit ko, ito lang yung gamit kong mug or cup. Pero kapag nag 4 grams ako, or mas gusto kong dagdagan ng milk, dito ako sa mas malaki. So, yun guys. Kinokontrol ko lang din yung pag-inom ko ng matcha guys. So, ganitong kaliit na cup lang. Yan, ganyang mga sizes lang ang gamit ko. Kasi guys, ang matcha powder is, nagko-contain siya ng caffeine. So, kung ano yung meron na content ang coffee when it comes to caffeine, meron din si matcha. And actually, medyo mas subtle naman yung caffeine content niya. Pero again, it's caffeine pa rin and baka mapuyat kayo. Kasi minsan kapag umiinom ako ng matcha, tapos napaparami ako ng matcha powder, hindi ako nakakatulog sa gabi. So, mas okay din talaga siyang inumin sa umaga. Breakfast nyo, sabi nyo sa breakfast nyo, or hapon, pag magme-merienda kayo. Next is a chashaku rest. You don't need this, guys. Kahit saan nyo ipatong yung mga bamboo scoops nyo or kutsara nyo, okay lang. Pero ako kasi, kasama siya sa set. So, actually, hindi ko siya ginagamit. For aesthetic purposes lang siya. So, next is a coaster, guys. You need a coaster when you are drinking your matcha. Kasi, syempre, cold or hot, you need your coaster para, alam mo yun, pang picture na rin. I'll be sharing with you on how you clean your tools. Okay? So let's start with your chasens. So this one and this one. So this is the bamboo and this is the plastic, okay? Ito guys, pwede nyo tong linisin gamit ang water of course and sabon. Pwede nyo siyang sabunin since plastic naman siya and wala naman magiging problema sa kanya kapag ginamitan nyo siya ng sabon, okay? But with your bamboo whisk or your bamboo chasen, just clean it with a running water, guys. Don't use any dishwashing liquids or any soap, okay? Kasi it can affect the bristles. Bilis din siyang masisira and mabilis siyang lalambot kapag gumamit kayo ng dishwashing liquids or soap. So I suggest you clean it with a running water and then buhusan nyo rin siya ng mainit na tubig after and then you just let it dry. Ganyan lang. Ganun lang siya kadaling linisan, guys. Okay? With your bamboo naman na scoops, you can clean this with a running water, but don't use a dishwashing liquid like sa chasen, okay? And then, kapag nilinis nyo siya with a running water, you just wipe it clean and let it dry. That's it. Kasi guys, once na gumamit kayo ng dishwashing liquid, mas mabilis kakapit sa kanya yung bacteria at mas mabilis magkakaroon ng molds. Actually guys, if hindi nyo naman siya masyadong nagamit or konting powders lang ang kumapit sa kanya, you just wipe it clean. You don't need to wash this on clean water. Just wipe it clean and that's it. Of course, with your bowls and your cups, you should clean this with a water and a dishwashing liquid, guys, okay? That's really important about cleaning your matcha bowls and your cups and especially your straw. Okay, so with your straws or your glass straws, any kinds of straws naman guys will do, use this kind of brush. Ito specifically talaga siya, gawa siya para sa panglinis or pang brush ng straws sa loob. So, ito yung ginagamit ko para malinis or mabrush yung loob ng straw, guys. Ganyan lang siya. Lagyan nyo lang ng dishwashing liquid and then brush nyo lang sa loob and then tsaka nyo siya banlawan and you're good to go. Of course, make sure din, guys, na nililinis nyo rin yung brush kasi dito pwedeng magstay yung mga germs or bacterias. And after nyo siyang linisin with dishwashing liquid, you just clean it with a clean water or running water and then saka nyo siya buhusan ng mainit na tubig para mas mamatay yung mga bacterias. Lastly guys, don't forget to have a cleaning cloth with you. Ito, para kapag after nyo hugasan yung mga cups or yung chawan nyo, store nyo lang siyang ganyan hanggang sa tumulo at mag-dry. And saka nyo siya ibalik sa matcha station nyo. Guys, yun lang naman yung about sa cleaning guide ko or kung paano ko siya nililinis. I hope na nakuha rin kayo ng idea kung paano linisin yung mga tools nyo, especially the bamboo tools, okay? Basically guys, that's it for our first episode of the Daily Sips. I hope you really enjoyed because nag-enjoy ako gumawa ng first episode and really enjoyed showing you guys the traditional tools that I use in making matcha lattes at home. And hindi mo na ako gagawa ng matcha latte ngayon. Kasi ang focus natin is to show you guys yung tools na ginagamit ko. So please stay tuned for more matcha contents. And yeah, I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye-bye!